Hello! You've all heard about golden milk, I'm sure, and matcha. It's a great drink to have. I have nothing against coffee, but sometimes maybe you want to reduce that. If you find that coffee gives you a quick and then a drop, then if you do matcha, it gives you that same, it awakens you, but it seems to last longer for me anyway. So that's just my take on starting the day with matcha or starting the day with golden milk. And golden milk, we heard so much about it, how it could be very good for you. What I do at my kitchen is we prepare, actually it's the actual turmeric root, and we juice it like cold press. So that's awesome. If not, what you can do is you can do the powder, like I have the powder for the matcha. You can do the powder for the turmeric as well. And then I've never used the powder, so probably you would use the one, just like we use for the matcha. You would use the one if then you do the powder for the turmeric. So that's very simple. I have about 10 ounces of milk in here, and I'm going to take 2 teaspoons of the turmeric cold press, and I'm going to put it in here. It's not like you have to have a stainless steel jug like this. It can be a bowl as well, but it's good that you mix it into that container first. Okay, and then it's a coffee machine, but I'm using it because of the steam one. And of course that's what we want to do. We want to warm up that golden milk, and for me I keep it under 115, again same principle, so it stays alive. That's the principle of raw cuisine. Is under 118, 115, the enzymes remain alive, nutrients in the food. And as you can see, I started about here, now I'm up here, and that adds to the taste. Like when the liquid hit the palate, because of the microfoam, there is it develops a taste. Otherwise, that if it's just warmed up, it's not the same. Because you could, like in a pan and with a whisk, warm it up that way, but it's different. So that microfoam really gives a different taste, lovely taste. And one more time, and there we are. And there we go. So that's our golden milk. And the matcha, similar, but this time we have the powder. So what we have to make sure, and my cup is a little smaller, so I'm going to put a little bit less milk. What we have to make sure is how we whisk it. Like this. Now, the matcha, some people like to, and look, now you can really see the foam. Look at the foam. See how it's different on top? And that's what makes it so delicious. It reminds me of when I was drinking coffee and knowing about coffee, the crema. And that's what it is. When it hits the tongue, hits the palate, it's so delicious. Some people like to sweeten there we go, take the lucuma, sweeten their matcha. And I suggest that you try lucuma or mesquite to sweeten it. Stevia is risky. You really have to know how to use it. It can really throw off the flavor, so you have to know how. But there you go. The lucuma is quite nice, and that will sweeten. Or you could take the date. You know what we did earlier? The date syrup. Oh, and that's not gonna go in there. It's the opposite. It's all gonna come in here, like this. Okay, and now do the same thing, and then we're going to warm it up the same, like this. First go, almost there, and the last little bit. Same thing, nice microfoam on top. You've seen along the way that I have my Dao label. So Dao is the name of my cafe that I had for 8 years. I'm showing it to you out of a dirty jar here, but it must be on this one too. Yes, it is. I had my cafe for 8 years. And now I'm branching out. I closed my cafe because of the pandemic, and I'm branching out to wholesale. So out of that came Sprightly, and that is the way and the path to health. And Sprightly is full of life. So I thought it was appropriate to use that name, and then continue on the like the Tao legacy. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And thank you for Jack that is filming behind the camera, the person behind. And we will see you soon.